What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, at Retired from the Streets TV. This one's gonna be a brief one, and I'm using this opportunity and this episode to set up an upcoming interview that I'm gonna do an in-depth interview with one of the most viral, with the dude that's the subject of one of the most viral conversations and videos that I've personally seen in a long time. And the fact that it touches close to home, it's a little touchy, but I'm sure everybody in earshot of a phone or a tablet or a computer or device has been hearing about this Detroit man who the feds is saying had a vending machine attached to the side of his home, was selling marijuana for 4 years and making upwards of $2,000 a day out of the vending machine, and selling guns to minors, pills to minors, and a whole bunch of slew of trumped up charges, what sound like trumped up charges to me. And that's only because I know at this point how the feds work. You know, they usually just throw a bunch of charges at you in the hopes that you cop out, right? They throw a bunch of charges at you, especially if you got prior convictions. You got any prior convictions or felonies, they know that the sentencing guidelines for you are statistically higher than the average individual who's coming up for, say, their first charge in the federal court. They know that they have to come at you hard, because if there's any leeway, any wiggle room, then it's an opportunity for them to lose out on somebody who would have garnished them more money. You understand what I'm saying? Because the recidivism rate, it's a dirty game, right? The recidivism rate justifies prisons getting more money to run prisons, right? So on the state level, the federal government gets more money based on how many inmates are constantly coming back to prison and the programs they needed. So when you can find an individual with priors and you can hook him, he's a prime example and a poster child usually for why they need more money. They try to run that up and shove it in your face. Well, this person had 17 prior convictions. That's when all your mug shots come up. That's when you look guilty in the court of law way before you have your court date. I'm asking everybody, at least until y'all see this interview I got coming up with my brother, Marcellus Cornwell. We're going to do an in-depth story. I've already talked to him earlier today, and we agreed that anything that could possibly hurt his case, because it's still pending, you know, and we don't know, you know, I don't want to, as a content creator, ever be involved in hurting anything anybody got going on legally, right? So we're gonna get in depth as we can with this interview. We're gonna talk about as much as we can in this interview while still keeping it clean, and allow this brother to plead the fifth as much as he wants to. So whatever he don't want to talk about, I'm not gonna probe, I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna let him talk about it, and the things that he wants to talk about, I'm gonna let the conversation flow, and I'm not gonna interrupt it. But coming up soon, and we're gonna do the interview possibly tomorrow. So this week for sure, I don't know if it's gonna be Thursday or Friday. Watch out for the in-depth expose with, like I say, one of the most viral, the subjects of one of the most viral videos and conversations in recent years, and it's gonna be big, you know, because I've been back and forth. But you gotta think, this is a brother I've been knowing since the 90s. You know, we were kids when we met, for the most part, and we had a lot of fun and experiences over the years, working hard, busting our butt. And you know, we know individuals who've gone back that path down the road to prison and crime and whatnot. And this is a conversation that me and this brother, good brother, Muslim brother, you know what I mean? So and that's not to say that just because you are part of a certain cloth, or you've known a person for so long, that they're not capable of changing without you knowing. But I talk to this dude several times a month. You understand what I'm saying? And we exchange ideas and thoughts, and you know, I know a person's heart. I'm a good judge of character, and I ain't into sugarcoating nothing. You understand what I'm saying? If a person wrong, they wrong. If a person's right, they right. I'm not that type of person. I'm very unbiased when it comes to that, because I had to take my lumps. And I believe, goddamn it, if you did some bullshit, take your lumps. This right here, I believe, is not the case. That's my opinion. What we're going to do is we're going to let the facts speak for themselves. But in the meantime, I see all these content creators and everybody jumping on this story just to have something to talk about and just to throw some information out there just so they can keep their numbers going. And they don't know what the fuck they talking about. They taking what the news is saying and running with it. You know, fact check a little bit. Reach out to people. You know, it ain't that hard to find people and offer. Say, hey, brother, can I get an interview from you? Would you like to talk about your pending case or whatever? That might be impossible with some individuals, but when you do your due diligence and you know what you're doing, you can find people if you want to and get the proper information instead of running y'all fucking mouths and y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I appreciate anybody who's covered this brother's story and kept it unbiased and kept it neutral and just gave their opinion about how they felt about it and spoke on the facts of what was, or let's say spoke on the information that's been put out there already without putting a 2 cents on it how they felt about a motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? So I want this dude to have the opportunity to tell his story, and he chose me to say, bro, my lawyer spoke against me talking at all about anything. But he said, but I got to say something, man. He said, I got to say something because they trying to paint me out here like I'm out here selling guns to kids and selling pills to kids and whatnot. And he said, and I got something to say about that. He said, I'll let you know if I sold anything to anybody and what it was and what it wasn't. And that's the type of dude he is. He ain't afraid to take his lumps, man. I love y'all, man. I'm going to see y'all on a subsequent episode. I'm going to see y'all on a subsequent episode, and we're going to definitely get to the bottom of this tomorrow. And I'm going to be teasing it up until the day of release. I'm sitting down with my brother, Marcellus Cornwood, to talk about this alleged vending machine business that he's allegedly been running for the however long. You know, in the meantime, y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all money. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, at Retired from the Streets TV. I love y'all. Y'all be safe, loved ones. I'm out.